But interestingly, in middle school, while you weren't a fan of haunted houses, you wouldn't miss an episode of Dateline on NBC? True crime?
Dateline, NBC is my all-time favorite show. I have seen a disturbing amount of Datelines. I was just watching it the other night, an old episode, and saw our colleague Phil Spencer. Spencer Solves It.
Bill Spencer, yeah.
Bill Spencer, excuse me. Bill Spencer, and then Phil Archer. That's what I was. Phil Archer and Bill Spencer were both on old episodes that I saw. So very into true crime. I've watched it since I was probably 10 years old, and it used to kind of freak my parents out because they wondered why I was so into it. When I was in 4th grade, I did a project actually on unsolved mysteries in Indiana called Hoosier Folk Legends. Kind of weird, but yeah.
Hoosier Folk Legends.
Hoosier Folk Legends, yeah. So if any of you out there are into true crime, you have a good podcast, a book to recommend, I am so into it.
Okay.
So into it.
Well, maybe your phone is ringing right now.
I think I know who killed John Benet Ramsey. I have theories on everything.
Really?
Yeah. It was the brother.
I think that's really... Wow. Okay. Well, there you have it. We're going to have to table that conversation for another day. Very interesting. Yeah, I remember that John Benet Ramsey story. That feels like... I mean, that was 30 years ago, right? That was a long time ago.
Yeah,
probably before you were born. Okay, we got to talk about your family because your father has multiple sclerosis, correct? MS.
Yes.
And because of that, he has limited mobility. And you two bonded over watching sports.
Yeah,
because this is something that he can do.
Oh, yeah, that's us at Wrigley Field in Chicago. We've been a lot of places together. It is one of the things that he can still do. That's our thing. Every year we go to the Indianapolis 500.
Awesome.
About an hour from our hometown. I'm either, usually covering it or there, but 7 years in a row, I think now we haven't missed one. So really fun. That's again at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So yeah, he has limited mobility. It's progressed. He had a cane when I was in elementary school, and then that progressed into a wheelchair. So he hangs tough. He's awesome. He has a great attitude. But that, I had a stay-at-home dad because he couldn't work. So that habit of getting off the bus, watching SportsCenter with him really turned into a career. So
that's kind of like bonus time with dad, right?
It is, for sure.
And both parents were very supportive of your career when you first started working in television. I mean, a lot of folks don't love the news that their child wants to go into television, but you were hosting in Indianapolis games for the Pacers and the Indians, correct?
Yeah, Indianapolis Indians, which is the Pittsburgh Pirates AAA affiliate. I was their on-camera host in college. Loved it. I also worked for a radio station, which was behind the scenes, but I think really helped me with sports talk and opinion. And then I graduated college, and as you can see there, that's Marvin Lewis. I spent 2 years in Cincinnati, Ohio, doing actually news, sports, traffic. I did some pit reporting for NASCAR at the Kentucky Speedway, so I did a little bit of everything for 2 years. And that was really fun. Again, I was at the NBC station, so a little bit of a connection there. But yeah, so I've had everybody's journey in this industry is a little bit different, but that's been mine. It was all Midwest, and then I moved to Houston and was kind of overwhelmed by the size, but love my coworkers, and it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, Houston, it's a big city. There's a lot going on. I will say, too, that your job, I have so much respect for you because I've covered some sporting events myself. Sports reporting is so difficult. It's sort of like doing the weather. It's actually very difficult, but the people you see are so good at it. They make it look easy. When you're out there on the field, I mean, you got to be aggressive to get some of these interviews.
You do, and the main thing is just you have to absorb a lot of information in a little amount of time, and you don't have a script, and a lot of times you don't have note cards. It's right after a sporting event has ended, and you have to be able to conduct an educated interview or do a live shot and talk to guys or women after a loss, and when sometimes they're not in the mood to talk. So it can get a little bit dicey. I always try to be fairly transparent with what I'm trying to get, but yeah, it's a lot. When I was in college, I covered an election, some of the headquarters out of Indianapolis, and I remember thinking this is as close to sports as I've gotten because it is so in the moment. You're reporting election results, and so yeah, it's definitely off the cuff.
Keeps you on your toes. Well, you're good at it, and we're glad to have you here at KPRC too, and we're going to have some fun today.
Let's do it.